All right, welcome to another Livin Freestyle game dev live stream. We do this twice a week, Sunday nights and Wednesday mornings. Vacation's really messing with my mind. My name's Kevin, and we kind of hang out and work this like a Q&A office hours. Hop in, ask questions, generally around Unreal game dev, etc. And we try to stumble through those together. I do not know everything, but it's a lot of fun to try to learn about new stuff based on people's questions and things like that. If we don't have any questions, that's not a problem either. I'm just basically live streaming, working towards a playable prototype for my own game. Like I said, we are first day back from vacation, so we haven't streamed in a while, and it looks like there's a whole lot of just weirdness going on with streams and chats and everything. So it's probably going to take me a minute to get everything set up and running it again. It does look like our mic audio is working. Let's get some tunes going. Okay. And bring up our chat, make sure there's nothing there. I went through past videos just to make sure I didn't miss anything while we were out. I didn't notice any questions. So what that means is we're going to be hopping right back into... I'm not really sure what we're gonna work on today. I'm thinking either continuing on our encounter or so there's three big things we have. We're working towards our encounter. So we have our encounter, trying to just make sure enemies are spawning, drops are happening, that it's fun. The second thing that we have is we still have melee weapon work to do. We had just implemented a very simple sword swipe, and there's a couple problems with that, which specifically if an enemy's crouched, the sword is swinging above their head. So there's a couple quick fixes we could do with that. And then of course the third bit or larger bit is all about upgrades and things that we want to change. Two of those being, one, we need to upgrade to 5.1 because there's just so much amazing cool stuff in 5.1. And also I am not a fan of the feel of the animation system and or the animations that are currently done for our project. So the prototype is all about getting the feel and the gameplay that we want. And I think the feel we can get there. I think the gameplay is probably more important. So let's see. We are currently launching about 80%. We can kill some of these other windows. And we will get going. Let's bring up our chat and also double check our stream on another device to make sure we are good. A little bit of a delay, but it looks like we're good to go. Okay, cool. Let's go. All right, and we need to share our screen. Here we go. 90%. First time we've launched Unreal in over a week. This ought to be interesting to remember how to do all this stuff. I hope everybody is having good holidays. New Year's is coming. It's kind of crazy to think. It's gonna be a whole lot of, just so many things that's gonna go on in 2023. Hopefully we can get to a working prototype in 2023. But I'm not gonna lie, working 2 hours a week is not gonna get it done. All right, here we go. All right, taking account of what we were doing as we left, and unfortunately my controller is not working. I wonder if there's a way we can quickly fix that. without bringing everything to its knees. Let's try this. We're gonna unplug. Count to 5. And plug that back in. All right, let's see if it works. Good old fashioned restart. Okay. So we have a code on one window, stuff on the other. Let's just make sure that we left this in a playable state. See where we were with it. All right, we got a sword. We have our shield. Oh, that's right. Okay, so we have our shield, and then we have our decrementing shield, which knocks it down too. Okay, we had. Okay, I'm trying to remember. Oh, we were working on, okay. We were working on them choosing weapons. Here's where we were. Okay, so the problem is after they pick up their weapon, they're not electing to switch to the weapon. That's where we were. And also, why is he going to that gun? Okay. So let's sort that out. We don't need the controller to do that. It's our first time exception. Okay, so bringing up our enemy ability tree. We have checking ammo, strategizing, detecting enemies, and checking lines of sights. We have fighting, fleeing, and patrolling. So we're gonna be in fighting. And within our fighting, we have our setting AI task, we have our resetting claims, alerting allies, loadout check. What does this do? Okay. So our loadout check. Describing positions. We're casting to an AI controller. We're getting the inventory. We're checking the component. This is finishing with a failure because it couldn't get the component. That's fine. We're getting all the spawners. And we're adding those to the locations. We're getting all the pickup places. We're adding those to the locations. And then when that's done, then we're looping through all of the weapon locations and we're setting that as our weapon actor. Then when we're done based on distance, and then when we're done, weapon actor is outer actor, you don't need to cast the actor. So we could just do is valid there instead, but that's fine. All right, so if the weapon actor is an actor, is valid, then we're going to say we found a weapon and we're gonna finish the execute. Otherwise, we're going to say we did not find a weapon and we're gonna finish the execute. Okay, and what is all of this? This is all about move goals. Okay, so now we're going to say we found a weapon. All right, but all right, so we do our loadout check. Should fight. We need to check this decorator. Should fight. Should fight. Should we fight? All right. Deciding whether or not we should fight or not. Remembering how we did this, because we did this again just before break. And And what we're going to do here is we're going to check to see if it is an AI. And we're going to get the equipment. And we're going to set the current depth. And here's all of our things. So if this is true, we're going to return the value of this. Interesting. All right, so if we're not out of ammo, and we have not found a weapon. Okay, hold on a second. So if we're out of, oh, whoa, here we go. It's already starting. It's Wednesday morning. Okay, so if we're out of ammo and we have not found a weapon, that's true. All right, hold on. What is the goal of this? We're trying to define whether or not we should fight. Okay, we should fight if there's no weapon found and if there's no weapon found and we're out of ammo. How do they figure we should fight for that? Oh wait, that's true. Out of ammo. Out of ammo is true. And no weapon is found. So if we're out of ammo and no weapon's found, we want to fight. And I think that's because we want to melee. So maybe we should comment this, because obviously this is very much hurting my head. So this train of thought right here. This is going to be no ammo and no weapon to pick up. Melee. Should fight melee style, maybe? Should fight melee? Let's just say that's that, okay? This one is, we are not out of ammo. We're not out of ammo. Okay, I'm gonna duplicate this for clarity. Here's what we're gonna do. This double chain thing is funky, so let's just take this and duplicate it. And then we'll take our blackboard. Let's make our blackboard a variable. So many things. No. Remote to local variable. This is going to be our blackboard. Blackboard. I'm going to set that. Okay. Then we can just use that instead. Clean all this up. right, getting there. Okay, that's easier to read. Okay, so here we have no ammo, no weapon to pick up, should fight melee. I believe that's the thing. Okay, now in this one, if we're not out of ammo, that's true, we're going that way. Get the controlled pawn, the instigator. Let's drop all of this down here. I think it's gonna be easier to read. I don't like that, but we're gonna roll with it for now. Okay, so if that's true, then we're gonna return true. If this is kind of pointless, this whole like returning what the result of this is, because this is always going to have to be true, so we can just disconnect this and just set this to true. We're just gonna return true, because otherwise it would never come to true, so that's just redundant. All right. And then if it's false, what are we gonna do if it's false? If it's false, we're gonna come down here. We're going to get find a way to clean this up. So we don't have spaghetti noodle lines everywhere. There we go. I think it's a little better. Okay, so then if it's false, what's happening is we're gonna get the controlled pawn. We're going to get the equipment and the weapon instance. And with it, we're going to set the current weapon depth. And then if with the current weapon depth, it's magless, we're going to return fight. That's true. Wait a minute. If it's not magless, we're going to return false? That doesn't make any sense. What if we have a gun in our hands? What if we have a ranged weapon? Okay, hold on a second. So, out of ammo. If we're not out of ammo, oh, that's why, because we're going straight to here. Okay. And if it's not, then we're going to return false. Okay, got it. So, that would mean that we have nothing equipped. I think all of this could get greatly simplified if all we did was say, if there's no weapon around and we meet the health requirements, we should just fight. And the trick is, if we don't have a weapon equipped, we need to give all of our characters melee abilities, right? And that's the problem. The problem is we don't have a weaponless attack is basically the gist of it. So I think this could get greatly simplified if we did that. But anyways, we've kind of rewrapped our head around that. So that is whether or not we should fight. In this case, we have a sword in our hands. We have a target, all right? And what's happening is it's coming in here. There's no allies to alert. It's checking the loadout, which we already said. Is this always gonna succeed? Loadout check. Would we ever want this not to succeed? comes in here. So this should always succeed. Okay, it looks like it. Unless that original cast fails, so that's gonna succeed. This is going to succeed, so it's gonna do all of this stuff. Find cover position for attack. If squad lead is set. We're not gonna do form out. So here's our find cover position. That's our EQS query. It's going to do all of this. It's gonna move to cover position, form up, set stance, and wait. Okay, so this is all about just going to a cover position. And then oh, here we go. We have our should melee. This is what we're looking for. This part of what we're looking for. That's our usual stuff. Then we're coming in here, and if we have a magless weapon, that's true or false. Okay, that's good. We kept that simple. That's great. So should we melee would be false in the case of a sword. So we're gonna come over here for melee. We're gonna find a random attack location, move to it, and wait. This is always succeeding. And then at the same time, we also have this decor. Okay, so here we are. That's right. We were setting our should scavenge decorator. And in here, basically what we're doing is we're checking to see if a weapon is found. And that's true because there's a second gun on the map. All right, and if that's true, we're going to check to see if we have a target enemy, which should also be true. And if we do, we're going to check if the weapon distance is closer than the target enemy distance, and then we're going to go pick it up. Okay, so the problem is that we already have that weapon. Finally. Okay, we finally got to it. The problem is we already have that weapon. And so if that, here, let's see if we can recreate that again. Grab some shields. Okay, so the red sphere is a random attack location. Where's that weird jitter? So she goes and picks up the gun. Now, the next gun should be closer than me at this point, so she goes there. And she's just going to keep going there because right now, that weapon is closer than me. She already has that weapon in her arsenal. There's definitely like a weird hitch. Oh well. So she's just going to keep bouncing back and forth to that weapon because we have she hasn't swapped to the other one. I think we fixed the swap. I think that's what we're gonna do. After almost 30 minutes, we've kind of figured out what we were doing before. Okay, so when do we fix the swaps? Here's the deal. Right now we're in fight mode. We have our alert allies and we have this loadout check. All right, I think in loadout check, this is where we look around for other weapons. That's great. I wonder if we actually need to do this though, right? Because what if I've already got a gun? I feel like if I've already got a gun, I should equip it, all right? So let's try that in here. So we're going to go through this. This is all just about potentially finding where we need to go. Okay. That is the AI controller. Okay. And if all that's valid, we get our inventory manager. We set that. Now, this is where we go through and get all the weapons. Check for a new weapon. So we're going to get all the weapons around us. And then we're checking to see if we have this weapon already. And if our tag stack count of spare ammo is less than the spare ammo for the weapon definition, we're adding that as a position. Okay, so that's one problem. We should probably do it based on our total ammo, not just our spare ammo. That's interesting though, something to keep in mind. So here we are checking to see if the weapons on the ground have ammo that we can use. If we already have it. Otherwise, that's from the weapon spawner. Weapon definition gets all that it gets added to that. Okay, so that's not the one we're hitting. Then we have our test pickups. We're getting static inventory. We're getting the, is it a weapon? If it's true, we're adding that as a location. We're not even checking the ammo count here. This one doesn't check that. And then we go through each weapon location and then we just go there. We basically set weapons found. The interesting thing is, do we set our weapon actor to nothing when we start? Because I don't feel like if we don't, the problem is if we don't, this will, when the second time we come through this, none of these are being used. Okay. I believe we need to set this to nothing. Weapon actor. Find references. We're setting it here. I think we need to set it to none when we start this whole thing. So let's do that. Let's clear this real quick. Weapon actor, set it. Or let's try this. Can we do get the weapon actor and then can we clear this? Alright, just to be sure, we'll do this. We'll set this to none at the start. Okay, now this is going to go through and see if we have weapon locations and decide. It's going to set where they are, but whether or not we go there is the bigger question. And whether or not we go there should be based on whether or not we already have guns in our inventory. So let's just do something in here. Let's do this. We have a controlled pawn. We know it's a controlled pawn. Okay. And then what we're going to do is, if it's valid, we'll set our inventory manager component. Okay. Now before we do all of this, let's see if we can come up with a way to with our inventory manager component, we basically need to go through all of our weapons. So let's see here, get all items. Inventory manager component, find references. This is just used to find the first item in the stack. So what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to find references here, and then we'll just search everywhere. I need to look at some examples because we haven't looked at this in a while. Basically what I want to do is I want to go through everything I have in my inventory. And if I have a better weapon, I'd like to equip it. And unfortunately, that is bogus. So let's check out, I know where we can look at this though. We can look at our inventory. Let's see here. That's our gameplay ability, toggle inventory. Why do we have two of these? The toggle inventory basically toggles the inventory screen. The inventory screen looks like this. We have not looked at it in a while because I haven't pressed that button, and also vacation. All right, so what do we have here? Add the inventory items. Equipped items greater than equipped inventory item instances. What? How did this get populated? Oh, there we go, clear. We get the only player. There's a quick bar component. Then we have the equipped inventory item instances, which we're getting off the slot. You know what? We used to do this. Where's the shooter? That's shooter. Man. When we used to walk over something, we used to add the item. This is what we used to do. Oh, no. That was in the spawner. Weapon spawner, I believe. Weapon spawner. Give weapon. Here we go. So this is where it would add the item. And weapon can be added as a new pick. Check for open quick bar slot, add it there and make it the active item. Get the next free item slot. There we go. And then the way we activate it is we set a active slot index to this. And we do that with the quick bar. And the quick bar, we can get the component by class. Okay, we're making progress. It's slow, but we're gonna get there. Okay, so let's see here. From the pawn. Wait, is it a pawn? That's a gameplay tag. That's the controller. Okay, so we're going to get the controller, then we're going to get the component by class. Okay. Here we already have the controller, so we can get component by class. So let's do this, get component. Wait, can I just paste this in here? Yeah. We'll get component by class. And I would like to set this as a variable, which is going to be the quick bar. Quick bar. All right, and what we will do, same thing. So now we have our quick bar. I'm going to, let's see here. So we set our quick bar. What can we do with the quick bar? Get. Get the data, get the controller transform. There's gotta be more I can do with this. Get slot. Okay. Get slots. Here we go. So let's just do this. Return via a Lyra inventory item in ops. Okay, so for each. Just want to see where we are. We're gonna do some screen printing in here. It's gonna be awesome. Let's get the display name. And let's just print that for a second. Let's see what we get. So every time this dude checks loadout, they're going to print out their quick slots. I am shielded up. Lyra inventory instance 0, Lyra inventory instance 1. Okay, it doesn't really tell me much, but it does tell me that I have 2 items. So, get the slots. What is this? This is a Lyra inventory item instance object reference. Get. Okay, what we want is stack. Get stat tag count. Okay. So here we go. We are going to Lyra inventory item instance object reference. Is Magless one of these? It is. Okay. Let's do this. Append. Let's go again. This time, what we're going to do is hopefully we will see one of these is magless and one of these is not. after they pick up the other gun. That looked like a 1. Hold up. Zero, 1, yes. Okay, so 1 is magless, 1 is not. And one of the slots is empty. That's why we're getting that 0, I believe. Let's see if we get it again. Yes, okay. So, all right, so we definitely need is valid in here. Because if it's not, we should not be doing anything. That will get rid of the 0 print. All right, now what we want to do is, I think what we want to do is this is where we kind of want to make decisions about which weapon we want to have equipped. And do we have a ranged weapon? Do we even need to go looking for weapons? So, I think the decision as to whether or not we should swap to a different weapon is, it's not super straightforward, and we need to find a way to simplify it. And here's what I mean. All right, so let's just say I have a sword and a rocket launcher. If I'm standing right next to the person, using the rocket launcher might be really bad. Also, if I have a whole bunch of allies standing next to the person I'm shooting at, also potentially really bad. In that case, I might want a rifle, for example. If I have a rifle or a pistol, which one do I want? I think it probably depends on how far away the character is. So there's a lot of things that go into that, potentially. I sort of don't want to make it that complicated. So for now, I mean, eventually we're going to have to find a way to make those complicated questions simple so enemies can quickly decide, and allies, because if you DC, we want AI to take over for you, can quickly decide which weapon they're going to use. And I feel like all of this should just be done potentially one day with machine learning. But anyways, for now, I think that will be a fun experiment one day. So for now, let's just see if we can make this work. Basically, what I want to do is I want to go through all of these, see what my active slot is. So with the quick bar, get active slot item. Okay. And with that, get stat tag stat count. Wow, that's actually tough to say. Okay, and what I want to look at is let's see here. If we have a ranged weapon available, I think we should default switch to that. So let's just see what we've got. All right, so first things first, we're going to get our active item. Is ranged one of these? Nope. We could do melee. We could see if it's melee. Oh, no. Yeah, we called it magless. We didn't call it melee. I'm not sure why we did that, but let's do this. Okay, so let's do this. If this is greater than 0, then we want to see if we have a ranged weapon, basically. So if it's magless or melee, then what we want to do, that's true, then we want to grab our slots from the quick bar. for each one, oh, for each one, yeah, we're gonna check that's valid. Okay. And if it's valid, we're gonna check to see if it's magless. And if that's less than 1, then we're gonna swap to that weapon. Okay. And then if it's not magless, we're not going to do this. Let's just continue on our merry way. And when we're done with this, we're going to make a decision as to whether or not we're going to go pick up that other weapon. So let's finish this off here. So first, how are we doing time-wise? Oh, we may get through this before we're done. Okay, so we're getting all our slots. We're going through the slots. If it's valid, we're checking to see if it is a ranged weapon effectively. If it is true, then we want to set the active slot index for the quick bar. Let's try this. And the index should be this one, if it's true. Okay? And then if that happens, we're just going to return a success. We're not even gonna mess with it. If we don't, and then, so that will kick us out. If this is false, the for loop's gonna keep going and it should come in here. Man, this might just work. Let's compile and save everything. All right, so we're testing the same thing again. Here we go. Get our controller. All right. Oh, they stopped. Okay. Oh, look at that, dude, that worked. It worked. Okay, and now they're gonna behave like normal. Now. Let's see what happens when they run out of ammo. Oh, dude, switch to the sword. Look at that. Switch back to the gun. Oh my goodness. That's amazing. It's totally working. And then switch to the sword. Okay. Holy goodness. First day back, not so bad. Okay. So new problem. The red sphere. Why? Okay, that's a good attack location. That's a good attack location. So the red sphere represents where the attack location is. I'm not sure. Oh, did we get a crash there? Container has changed during rain. What does that mean? Oh, whoa, that sword is strong. See why? That's the one I don't understand. The one red sphere where they back away. We need to try to figure out what branch they're in when they do that. But overall, we just got killed. Oh, and they picked up my gun. And switched to the gun. Oh my goodness, this is working. Alright, they switched the sword. That's a good red spot. Okay, a couple things. Yeah, there's a bunch of things about this. So, yeah, that's the spot we need to figure out why they're going there. Why did they just go there, for example? Hardware enemy fight. Move to. Hopefully this dude's not. Ah, he's killing me. Alright, let's see if we can sort this out. Alright, we're gonna take a quick look at this. We are getting close to time though, so for today. But let's see if we can figure out which branch is causing this problem so we know what to look at next time or between sessions. We'll keep this up. Make it nice and big as we can so we can kind of see where we are. And let's go. Holy smokes, we got a lot of shield. Oh. Go into the weapon. Switches to the weapon. Oh, that's my shield. Okay, so the pink stuff that's printing is my shield. We gotta find that. Okay, so right now they're in that fight. That's cool. Alright, they got a sword. We're back to the sword. We're in the melee loop. I'm good with that spot. Loadout task. Okay, we need to find where this red sphere is printing. Because that's good. It's definitely in find attack location. Okay, for a minute it went. Is it a distance thing? Yeah, what was that? Is it a line of sight thing? I mean, most of the time it looks like it's working fine. There's just the occasional one. That was the one right there. Oh, I'll bet you I know what's happening. Okay. Let's take a quick look. See if we can confirm this. So in here, when we find a random attack location, this is where we're drawing our sphere. The way we're deciding where this attack location is we're checking our equipped attack weapon range. That's our search radius. That's interesting. Let's see how that gets used later. We do all of our casting. We set our move to location to be our current location. We're checking. Oh. Actor to position around. Interesting. Put a print string here. sentry. So it might be going through the sentry loop, and so it's basically temporarily using that. But the reason it would do that is if the active position is true, this isn't even being used. That's the ring position, and it sets the move to locations. Interesting. Okay, so let's see if in those cases, maybe it's a case of Text Tech. I see the chat. How's it going? Sorry, didn't have it up. All right, so this character is gonna shoot at me a bunch of stuff. All right, they switched to their sword. That was not a sentry spot. That's kind of weird. Okay, so that's not it. Oh, I'm not too far behind. I'm about 4 minutes behind. How's it going, Text Tech? All right. All right, so that's not it. I thought it was because that maybe they were in sentry mode. Okay. So if they're not in sentry mode, then we're getting the active to position around. So is it because our ring positions are bogus? This is where we get our ring positions. Okay, we need a print here too. Let's do this. Let's do I mean, we could just turn on our full. Do we still have our debug spheres in here? Positions. Get that one. That's for the ring claims. Set the ring claims. We could draw a debug sphere right here. Draw a debug sphere. And we'll make it radius of 40. And let's do hot pink. Duration of 1. Thickness of 1. And the location that we're going to do it based on is this one. All right, let's go. Get some shields. Wait. Alright. Picked up a gun, start shooting. That's great. Keep shooting, buddy. Switch back to sword. There was only one location. Wait a second. Did you see there was no hot pink thing in there? There was no hot pink one on that one. So inside get ring positions. This is only for the ring claims. Here's the attack ring claims. Those are positions. For each position, we're setting those to -1. Then we're setting the ring claims. So if it's a valid index, we're going to do a thing. What if it's not a valid index? Hold on a second. If it's a valid index, my ring claim is less than 0. False. We're basically just going to use the attack ring claim position to get to where we're going. Okay? And if it's not good, then we're going to go through. Oh, I see. I see. So this is what the ring claim is setting. So we can draw a debug sphere here. We'll continue with our hot pink theme for this one. And we'll go our duration of 1, thickness of 1, 50. So now we should see the hot pink every time. Here we go. Alright, so temporarily gonna go there. The weapon should be closer. I'm going to shoot. Shooting works just fine. I'm gonna reload. He's also going to go pick up that gun, get some more ammo. This is all working beautifully. Where'd he go? Alright, now he's got a sword. Oh, I don't agree with that at all. I don't think he should have gone for that gun, but that is a different problem. Okay, so there's red. Wait a second. How are we getting... That means we're not even going through attack rings. Okay, that time he did. Like, why did he... Like, what in the world? So it's definitely not going through the ring claim sometimes. And what we need to figure out is why that is. See, there's no hot pink there. Okay, so let's see what would cause us to not go through that real quick. So we're not even coming through this. ring positions. Either we're actually not coming in here, or while we're in here, we're bugging out. So let's do print string. Get ring positions. I don't know if I'm coming in here. Okay, and then in our shield, which I believe is inside of our shooter. Shield. Okay, we don't need this shield changed printing anymore. That's just distracting. Here we go. Last one, and then we're gonna call this string a wrap. I just want to see what we're dealing with. Okay, so he's going for the weapon. It's good. Then he's going to switch, start shooting. It's great. He's out of ammo. Switch to the switch to the sword. Definitely not even checking attack rings here. Like it's not even printing. So we are not going through that loop. We need to figure that out. He should go pick up that gun. Oh no. Yeah, there's something going on with collision over there. Okay, he's going to go pick up the other gun. Switch to the gun. Start shooting. Switch back to the sword. There's the ring positions. Ring positions. So we're definitely getting ring positions now, which we were not doing before. Okay, so that gun is gone. Did not get ring positions there. Got ring positions there. So there are times where we're not going through that branch. That time he did not. Okay, so basically what we need to figure out is why sometimes we are not coming through here. And if we're not coming through here, that means that we have to be skipping this whole section. So the actor to position around is, it has to be failing. Bogus actor. All right. I think that that is a good wrap-up point. So we actually made some progress today, which is cool considering we just came back from vacation and you have vacation brain. Text Tech, thanks for hopping in. Sorry it took me a minute to see your chat. I had the Unreal window over the chats. If you have any questions, feel free to just throw those in the comments and we can check those out. I'll be back in Sunday night. That's not New Year's, is it? Hold on, let's check the calendar. I believe Saturday night is New Year's. Yes. So we should be back on schedule in general. Sunday nights, 10:15. Wednesday mornings, we're doing the just general Q&A on Unreal, game dev, blueprints, all that kind of fun stuff. So I hope everybody has an awesome week. And while I'm offline, I will go ahead and see if we can't track some of this stuff down. Maybe even start looking at upgrading to 5.1, as well as some of our animation systems. Anybody else who was hanging out in the wings, thanks for hopping in. Thanks for checking it out. Have a great week, everybody. Later.